Hi, remote viewers. Hey, I promised you that I would be putting out a series of video blogs with free teaching on remote viewing, and I want to keep that promise. Here's the thing. We're just learning about filming. Jim and I are here at our Earthships on our land, and we're learning as we go. So things may not be perfect. There might be flies landing on my nose, but we're going to do our best. And more important than perfect filming is that the information that I share with you provides you with good value. So I want to answer your questions. If you have a question about remote viewing or even about Earthships or off-grid living, drop me a line. I'd love to hear from you. You can reach me by emailing me at support@intuitivespecialist.com. Be sure to add that last S at the end of specialists. Now, for this first video, I want to address a question I get asked a lot. How can I use CRV practically? Like, what are some of the practical uses of CRV? And why would someone want to learn it? Okay, let me give you just a few examples. CRV can be used to improve strategic planning for corporations and companies, assist law enforcement to find missing people, and provide information that can help them to solve crimes. It can help you locate artifacts and structures in important archaeological searches, help parents better understand their children and foresee problems before they occur. It can help work with medical personnel to detect illness and locate the source, improve creativity for authors, songwriters, and more, uncover hidden secrets of history, describe future technologies, devise improved strategies and processes for current methods of doing things, find solutions to personal, professional, and planetary issues, and last but not least, individuals using CRV are able to make better life choices. Now, just to give you a little history, Lynn Buchanan began mentoring me in April of 1997, and we've collaborated frequently ever since. I taught my first CRV course in 2001, and I've had the honor of teaching CEOs of major corporations, celebrities, #1 New York Times bestselling authors, archaeologists, scientists, physicians, stay-at-home moms and dads, as well as hundreds of students from all walks of life throughout the world, many through extremely advanced levels. Now, as a remote viewer myself, I've worked both nationally and internationally with individuals, corporations, archaeologists, medical doctors, law enforcement, and more. Take time to read through our website at intuitivespecialist.com and find out how learning controlled remote viewing can help you achieve your goals. Are you starting a business? Involved in strategic planning? Do you want to enhance your abilities as an intuitive? CRV can help you improve your situation. Now, when I first got involved in CRV, I had a terrible fear of heights. Being up in a building, roller coasters, tree houses, the thought of anything high up caused my heart to pound and my breathing to seize up. I didn't make a big deal out of my phobia, but when I started working with Lynn Buchanan, he noticed that whenever he would give me a remote viewing target that involved heights, I would have a visible reaction. So after several episodes of me being unable to view these high targets, he finally asked, "Are you afraid of heights?" And I responded with a big yes. So after that, Lynn made a point to send me targets with height involved. I viewed airplanes in flight, hot air balloons, Cirque du Soleil acrobats in the air, the highest roller coaster in the world. I remember that one. He would mix these targets into a packet of non-height related targets. And after several months, I found that I was becoming desensitized to heights. And the real test came when I went to visit my son, who was stationed at Cape Canaveral in Florida. This was shortly after the tragic events of 9/11. Busch Gardens Amusement Park opened its doors to active military and their families. And Busch Gardens is known for its really, really high roller coasters. So the park was almost deserted. We didn't have to wait in lines to ride anything. And ride we did. Sailing atop these high roller coasters all day. It was a really good test of my newfound cure for phobias, CRV. Since then, I've gone parasailing 600 feet above the ocean, attached to a kite. I've been wrapped like a burrito hooked to a bungee cord and dropped 300 feet. And I've been on a lot of death-defying, extremely high rides. all done with a great amount of joy and very little fear. So this is what CRV can do for you. Whether you have a phobia to cure, a business to improve, a life path to discover, or you simply want to be a better parent, CRV can be a terrific tool for self-discovery, self-improvement, answers to life's toughest questions. Now, on a personal level, it's not only cured my fear of heights, but it's also greatly improved my life in the areas of self-love and confidence, and has helped me overcome an inherited lifelong issue with general anxiety. Once I'd discovered that there was a method that would allow me to harness and direct my intuition, I really wanted to dedicate myself to mastering it. While awaiting my first class, I tried to read everything I could get my hands on. Now, there were plenty of good books on related subjects, but there was nothing about how to actually conduct a CRV session. Thankfully, I had an excellent teacher in Lynn Buchanan. He had a gift for taking the abstract and making it clear with the utilization of analogies and his own stories. And as time went on, Lynn wrote a book, The Seventh Sense, which was full of the stories that he'd been telling me for years. I love it. Other retired members of the unit have also written books, and they all serve as good resources, full of anecdotal information. They really give you a good overview of what CRV can and cannot do, other forms of remote viewing, and great accounts of what took place during their years as America's psychic spies. Now that I have 20 years of remote viewing experience under my belt, I've noticed that there are many people out there really desiring to learn this amazing technique, but they don't have time or money to fly to our training center and learn from me personally, one-on-one in person. But I do teach online now. And this skill, CRV, could easily be considered the survival skill of the future. Now, in the days to come, knowing what lies ahead before anyone else does can keep you one step ahead of the crowd, possibly saving not only your life, but the lives of countless others. Teaching is my passion. I love to share my knowledge and expertise with others, and it really thrills my heart when a student experiences that aha moment, when their eyes get all aglow with joy and amazement at what he or she just accomplished. Now, at this point, someone always asks me, can anybody do this? And the answer is a resounding yes. I have never had a student that can do it. Now, that inevitably prompts the silent worry, what if I'm the first one? No worries. I once had a student who was in his mid-70s, and he had difficulty remembering the structure. The other students in the class were quickly blowing past him in their structural accuracy and their results. I worried about him, but I needn't have. A few months later, this man called me and he wanted to register for my intermediate course. Now, thinking to myself that he had barely passed basic, I really tried to dissuade him. But thankfully, he was a stubborn old coot and he refused to take no for an answer. So you can imagine my surprise when he showed up to my intermediate class and began doing a demo for me, and his structure was perfect. He nailed the target. I couldn't hide my amazement as I asked him, how did you go from 0 to 100 in just a few short months? Practice, he replied. Since your basic course a few months ago, I've read the manual several times. I've done over 300 practice sessions. So no wonder, I thought. So the moral of this story is that anyone can do this. And if you decide to take my course someday, know that I will be here to hold your hand. I'll teach you all the insider secrets that will make your journey a lot smoother. You're going to be prepared to view a variety of targets, including man-made objects, people, events, activities, and locations, and you will gain an understanding of how your newly acquired talents can be useful in a plethora of practical day-to-day applications. Now, all of this ties together to assist you in improving your decisions, your choices, and your life. I really look forward to seeing you. Feel free to write to me with any questions you have, and be sure to visit the website. There's a lot of free stuff on there for you. That's intuitivespecialists.com. Thanks.